People often ask me, hey Steve, how did you start your business? And I would tell them, hey, all you need to do is you just throw a shingle out, put a couple ads on Facebook and see what happens. Oh wait, nothing happened? Well, if you want to start a successful business, a successful handyman business, I'm going to share with you 5 tips today on what you can do to get started to make it happen. Tip number 1 is do your research. Now, this actually comes after talking to your spouse or your significant other or your accountability coach just to make sure that this is something that's right for you and your family. If you're out there trying to hustle and your significant other, your spouse, your girlfriend, it doesn't approve of it, you're going to be going upstream. So the first thing you need to do is make sure that they're on board. But the next thing you do is do your research. And what I mean by doing your research is you need to take time to find out what the laws are and the certifications that you need before you get started. So make sure you do your research. For instance, in California, from what I understand, you can't do anything that totals more than $500 per job, including materials, without a contractor's license. Whereas in Pennsylvania, you can do a lot of things without a contractor's license. You just can't pull permits. So the thing you need to do is figure out what services you're going to offer. Now, if you're an HVAC plumber, if you're already into the trades, you probably have enough tools to get started on basic services as a handyman or as a contractor. What I'm talking about here, what this channel is focused on, is handyman, how to start a successful handyman business. So the first thing you need to do is describe what a handyman is and what you want to do and offer, and then you can figure out what services you can offer. The second thing you need to do is figure out what services you're going to offer. You need to take an inventory of your talent, your skills, your tools, the jobs you like to do, the jobs you can do, and the jobs you can't necessarily do yet. Start where you are. Just take care of what you can take care of now, and the rest will come. Instead of scrolling through Instagram or TikTok, you need to make sure that you're taking the time to level up your skills and get better at the things you do now and learn extra skills so that you can provide that service to your clients. Don't go buying tools in hopes that you'll get jobs. You want to grow at the speed of cash, because the 20% of the businesses fail within the first year, and the majority of those said because of cash flow. They put too much money out and didn't have enough coming in. Don't buy the tools that are going to sit on your truck in hopes that you can get a job for them. Get the jobs first and then worry about the tools that you're going to need for that job. And if it's a bigger tool, see if you can borrow one from a friend if they have it. If they don't, just rent it and add that to the price of the invoice. Number 3, you need to think about who your ideal client is. Now let's face it, you're probably not your ideal client. You can probably repair most of what is in your house, and you're only going to call a specialty contractor to do the jobs you don't do. As I had mentioned before, I had an HVAC business for 20 years. That HVAC business allowed me to do a lot of different things, but I don't do roofs. So the first time we had somebody come into my house was a roofing contractor to come in and do the roof for us. And that's pretty much been all that's come into our house to do work. I do the majority of the work myself. So you need to find whoever your niche is going to be, whoever your ideal client is going to be. Is it going to be the golf course people that live on the outskirts of the golf course and you know that are going to have some issues because golf balls are going to hit their houses, so they're going to need help? Or are you going to gear your services towards seniors who don't have the skills and maybe can't even get up on a ladder to just check the smoke detector batteries once every couple of months? So you need to take time to make sure that you can figure out who your ideal client is. The next thing you need to do is set your prices. Now I have a quote here from Seth Godin in one of his books. I think it was All Marketers Are Liars, said, "Perhaps the reason price is all your customers care about is because you haven't given them anything else to care about. Setting your prices are math, a little bit of art, and a little bit of skill. I've heard other guys say, hey, just make phone calls around, find out what other handymen are charging and charge something very similar to that, or charge the same as they are. I disagree with that 100% because I really don't care what everybody else is charging in the area, because I know what I need to make and I know what services I provide and how I service the customer. So for me, it's not about what everybody else is, because if you just do that, you're going to be average or mediocre. I'm looking to actually raise the level of handyman in my area. So my services are a little bit more expensive than most, but I provide the service to my clients to make sure that they're happy and satisfied. You know, Warren Buffett has once said, price is what you pay, value is what you get. Level up your services and you can level up your pricing at the same time. The final thing you need to think about is your market strategy. So now that you've done the research on your licensing and certifications, you have figured out who your ideal client is, you've set your services, you've set your prices. Now, in order to run a successful handyman business, you need to make sure that you have a strategy in mind. Just throwing ads up on Facebook or just sending postcards is not a strategy. A strategy is, where do I want to be in 3 to 5 years? What does my life look like then? How much am I making? How much time am I working? How much time am I taking off? And then back up to figure out what you need to do every day. And from there, how many calls am I going to get from whatever specific things I'm going to do? Facebook ads. You start targeting Facebook ads, you'll be able to see very shortly how many calls you're going to get per ad when you put that ad up. If you start getting into direct mail, you can figure out pretty quickly on what it's going to take to get the calls that you want to do. A strategy is setting in place your marketing for the next year to figure out how you're going to get your clients and not just hope that you're going to do it. I highly recommend getting into a networking group. One of the best strategies for me was joining a group like BNI. It is a lot of work as far as networking, but it has paid for itself and helped me grow my business year after year after year, just by networking with other professionals who are looking for you to help you grow your business while you're helping others grow their business. If this helped in any way, appreciate you give a comment. If I forgot anything or you guys have any questions, please comment below, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks.